Well, hello everybody. How are you? How are you? My name is Wayne, and yes, you're still watching Inside Fairlawn. You see this Holocaust Remembrance poster right here? Well, there's a show coming up soon. But just before that show got started, there's one person who came down a little bit early to maybe chat with me and see some of her special work. First of all, tell everybody your name. Who are you?
Well, my name is Flora Hogman.
And I hear you're part of this special show coming up, right?
Yes, I am. I'm very thrilled to have been asked to be part of it.
Now, we're going to be looking at some of your work, but just before we get to some of that, how did you get started in maybe doing all these things?
Well, it's part of my life history.
Give me a little bit about that.
Well, I'm a child of the Holocaust. I was during World War II. I was in southern France, hidden in 4 different places.
As a child, you were hidden in a few places.
Yes,
okay.
And my mother was murdered in Auschwitz, and in the end of the war was finally adopted. So I have a lot of, a lot of complicated stories within me.
But tell me about your work. This is sometimes some thoughts about what it was like during that period, perhaps? Is that a little bit of what it's like?
Well, what it is like basically is more trying to express the sense of double identity, which I've in an artistic, maybe conceptual way, but somehow had a meaning for me. I could show what happened to me. I could talk about it in showing these, when I saw, the first time I saw, reflections, like with this man in water, I said, that's me, during the war, because that's me having this experience of a double identity in a certain creative way.
What do you mean by double identity?
The double identity was that I was a hidden child. I didn't have my name. I have different names.
Okay, I got it.
Actually, I had a triple identity.
But this reflects a little bit of what that feeling was like for you?
Exactly. Not just this, but then I got the idea to do this, and it became a whole series of work.
Were you taking pictures before you started doing this?
Yes, I did take pictures.
You were a photographer early on a little bit?
Yes, I was. But,
okay.
Just for fun, and I never had the idea. Certainly, I think I was ready for that. I was ready to express myself, and also to talk about it, to tell my stories.
Come on over here. I think we have another one. You walk in front of me.
Yes, and so I went from...
Wait, turn around so I can hear you. Take a couple of steps further over here. This is good. Now let me see what we got here.
Yeah, I went along with this, and suddenly I decided to go into layers in Photoshop. That's another way, it became more impressive to do it this way. And I went all around and found objects that seemed like nothing on the street, and I found a way to give them meaning. It was like a way to give meaning to my life during the war. That's something that was not going to be lost.
I'll tell you about one more. Take a couple steps backwards.
I just wanted to say this.
Yes.
This happens to be on the street. I saw these pieces of wood.
Oh, that's what this is. Okay.
Pieces of wood, and they look like an owl. So I took it by the owl, and I put flowers on top, and I like it. It's just a way to express that in spite of the war, you still exist, you still have a child within you.
I think that's really sweet and very, very important. Take a couple steps backwards, one more before we go, because I think this is the Wailing Wall you mentioned to me before.
That's correct.
And how did you feel about doing something like this?
Well, for me, it's just the Wailing Wall. It was the 2 birds who kissed each other during the Wailing Wall. And it was really, again, it was a way to put the stamp in the joy of life, rather than just the sadness of it. And that's what I can say.
And I think the important message might be there that you survived, too.
I survived.
And no matter how crazy or bad things sometimes get, there is hope and there's always survival, and people should never forget that.
Resilience.
Yes. How do you feel with people looking at your work, do you think? How are you going to feel about that?
I think they like it.
I think they will too. I think it's very special, and I think there's a message there. Thank you very much for talking with us. Thank you for being part of the show.
Yes.
And you keep on doing what you're doing and spread that word and let people know what's going on with that, okay?
Thank you
so much
for
your time. Because one more thing that I want to do just before we go. Actually, you stay there. Let me come across in the front here a second. Oh, yes, you can thank her. I'm going to thank her too. There's a special occasion for that, a special opening. Tell me about that for a second.
Yes, hi. My name is Miliana Tui. I'm here at the Pine Gallery in the Maurice and Pine Public Library. We're having a special show this whole month of April on Holocaust Remembrance, especially this exhibit, which is entitled Holocaust Remembrance. It's a mixed media of 5 artists that will be displayed here in the gallery. Among those 5 artists, there is one which you already have seen, Flora Hogman. She is a survivor of the Holocaust, and her experience and her photographs have helped her express herself through this horrible time in her life. We also have 4 other artists that will be displaying, and they are wonderful. Some of their family members are Holocaust survivors, and how they have expressed themselves with the stories that their families have told them throughout their lives. They wanted to have something of a powerful feeling of what happened in their family lives with the Holocaust. So
I think it's very special, and I think one of the reasons why we did this little chat now, because I'm not sure if she was going to be here that night.
Yes.
So we wanted to make sure that we covered a little bit of her story as well. I think this is an incredible message, and getting a chance to see the work and meet some other folks is very special. Thank you for actually putting this together. Now, how long is this going to be running until?
This will be running from April 11th through the 29th. The opening reception for this exhibit here, the Holocaust Remembrance, will be on Monday, April 11th from 7 to 8:30, and you will be able to meet the other artists also that have contributed.
And we're talking about being here at the Maurice M. Pine Public Library on the 2nd level, I believe, correct?
Correct.
Pine Gallery is basically
Pine
where we're
Gallery.
going. Thank you, folks.
Thank
It's
you.
something very special. Hope you can make it. Let's show respect, some more understanding. I think you'll enjoy being part of this event. So look for me. I will be coming around your neighborhood real soon. Until we meet again, my name is Wayne Robbins. I'll see you next time inside Fairlawn.
No matter what, my arms are open. I embrace life from wherever I am. I dance to it, no matter what.